時間だよ。あ、もうそんな時間か。すぐる、戻るのは明日の朝にしよう。
Alright, let's get out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment if you like. So how are they gonna find the maid and fight the guys who stole her and all that stuff? Well, it doesn't fucking matter. They just skip forward and Gojo just defeated them. But it wasn't that simple, really. Gojo had to make up a whole plan before even trying to negotiate with the bad guys. He was thinking of sending Amane back to Jutsu High and someone standing in as her double. But Amane wanted to fight back and say that she has rights and she has the right to see the maid again. So Gojo's trying to think whether that's valid or not, and he thinks, she is crying, so valid, I guess. So he says sure and lets her out, but if she tries anything funny, they're just gonna ignore her and take her back to Jutsu High. But like I said at the beginning, the creator already knows Gojo's gonna destroy everyone, so he just skips all the fighting and he takes them all the way to the beach, which is much more entertaining because they look so much more happier. And I'm sure they went to the beach because they had to take a plane just to save the maid. So they're probably thinking, fuck it, why not? It's a free day. But while they're on the plane, Gojo had to look at every single passenger just in case they're not one of the bad guys, which I'm surprised that no one complained about. And to add to that, a dragon was flying with them, so they're very protected. And then to add even more protection to that, they have 2 underclassmen coming to help them out because it's very tiring not sleeping. And these guys are pumped, they're ready to show that they're really strong. Meanwhile, Gojo and Amane are just having the most fun this summer. But everything fun comes to an end because tomorrow Amane will be sacrificed and that's why Gojo's being so funny. But there's change of plans because they're having fun with her and so they say maybe not tomorrow, maybe the next day, so let's keep having fun at the beach. But we find out that Gojo, 1, hasn't really been using his powers lately because he doesn't have that much energy left, and 2, he doesn't sleep anymore and he doesn't plan on sleeping until this whole mission's finished. But he doesn't want to admit that he's really tired, so he says, this one video game made me stay up super long and I didn't sleep for longer than this. Also, even though they're very buff in the scene, it looks like they kind of just drew lines on their bodies. If you're a high quality animation studio, just draw the muscles instead. Also, since they extended their vacation, now that 2 guys that are coming from Japan are really annoyed because they came over for no reason. Now they don't even know what to do for a whole day. But Gojo and the rest do know what to do. Since it's going to be her last day ever, they're going to have the best day. So they're going through so many fun activities. They're laughing, they're smiling, they're having fun, and the whole day passes by. As the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun, and that's very apparent here. So you can see in her eyes that with every single animal that she sees, she feels like everything she sees is the best thing she's ever seen ever in her life because it is. It's going to be over soon. So after one of the best days Amane is going to have, they go to Jujutsu High and they're in the barrier now, so everyone can calm down. Take a deep breath. But for some reason, Gojo's very serious, and he says,
hey yo, what the fuck? You what? What do you mean by that?
what the fuck? What happened to the barriers? I thought they're supposed to protect them. Everyone's surprised. No one saw that coming. And who killed him? Well, none other than the guy who thought was going to kill him. I always knew this guy was very clever because he waited for everyone to tire out Gojo and then he would strike, which he did, and success. And he's met Gojo before because he visited the Gojo clan before. Never in his life can someone spot him behind them, until a 12-year-old turns around and sees him with his beautiful eyes. And that's why he played it the way he did, because he knew Gojo was something special. So they use their powers to get him off him, and Gojo says he's okay and tries to tough it out, but he says luckily they didn't hit his vital spots. And then he tells everyone to get Amane to Tenjin, which is the mission, while he stays here and tries to fight this bad guy. And this bad guy knows way too much, while Gojo knows too little about him, and because of that, the fight is one-sided now. This guy was so smart that he put a time limit on the bounty, so Gojo would not use his magic anymore and would be able to be attacked. It's good for Gojo that Gojo has very good eyes that can see him, but the problem is the bad guy is very fast. He's so fast, you can barely see him yourself. He moves just like a fly. But that's not going to stop Gojo's eyes from seeing him. Except it does, because Gojo's eyes can only see someone with cursed energy, which this guy isn't using. So Gojo's completely blind to this. He cannot see him anymore. So he just uses his strongest move called Blue. Very original, one single color attack. And so he destroys all the buildings so he doesn't hide in them anymore. But the problem is, a big swarm of flies, bees, wasps surround Gojo so he doesn't move. But then that's when Gojo thinks, how about if this is a distraction and he's actually after Amane? And that's the worst last move that he has, because the bad guy's right behind him and he stabs him right in the neck. Gojo tries to remove the sword, but nah, this guy's just gonna rip him open. This is a really well written bad guy. I feel like this is exactly what I needed. Someone who's just not willing to back down, just rip whoever it is. And then it gets even better because even after he thinks he killed him, he stabs him just once more just to say that he's done for. But he's Gojo, so inside my head I'm thinking, he's not dead, he's probably going to come back to life. Plus, this is the past, so we know he's alive. But at the same time, I think this guy's almost comedically evil. He says after he slashes blood on the ground, I think I got my edge back. Yuck. And then we see the bugs eating Gojo, and I think, wow, there's no way Gojo's dead. He'd never let himself die this way. But then after that, we see a very touching moment between Amane and her family. They have to say goodbye because she's going to be sacrificed. And after they say I love you to each other, it goes straight to a very awkward walking into your death. So they get to the place where she's going to be sacrificed. And he says, alright, here it is. And of course she looks very distraught and very sad. So he says, alright, we were sent here to sacrifice you, but if you want to go see Kuroya again, we can do that instead. And she gets super happy. So I guess Gojo and him already talked about what happens if she were to refuse to go. And they said, well, it is what it is. And they also decided, since she's a really great friend, they're going to protect her from everyone that wants to sacrifice her. And then she tells a really big story about how when she was younger, she was separated from her family and she had a very lonely past. And she already knew that one day she would be sacrificed. But she never thought she'd have the chance to make a family or to have friends and live a life of just a normal girl. And she's very happy because they gave her a chance to do that.
Yo, what you doing, man?
Whoa, what the fuck just happened? This is the second time in this episode. I thought they were going to save her forever. Damn, and right after she just said a really sweet story. Fuck. Who would have thought that a gun would kill someone in a sorcery anime? Of course it's this guy. He wants to kill everyone, except for some reason this guy. And after telling him that he killed Gojo, this guy is going to let him have it. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you're curious on what other seasonal anime they are, I have made videos on many of the seasonal anime this season. So I'll link the playlist below if you guys are interested. Alright, peace.